And we're back with Katawa Shoujo. I feel very tired this morning, probably because yesterday itself was a very tiring day. On top of that, I woke up far earlier than necessary. After saying hi to Shizune and Misha, I start doing the work as instructed from the board. It already looks like today is going to be heavy. I don't have a problem with that now, though. Shizune and Misha might jump on me trying to get an answer about whether or not I've decided to join student council, even if it's just one day. I wouldn't put it past them to try, and I don't have an answer for them if they do, so the situation is convenient for me. About 10 minutes into class, Hanako walks in and takes a seat, but no one looks at her. The teacher doesn't even comment on her lateness. He does, however, stop us to say that we're going to break into groups again. I turn my head and see Misha and Sejun looking at me. Sejun gives me a smile that is equal part cute and menacing. This is a smile that says, "We have you now. There is no escape." Oh God. Chan, it looks like we're here. We're together again. Yay, yay. Misha leans sideways while Shizune pushes her desk closer to mine. There really is no escape now unless I were to jump through the window. Jumping out the window isn't the best option, sadly. What's wrong, Hichan? Oh, Hichan, have you been thinking about what you said yesterday? You said that you'd think about joining the student council, didn't you? It's okay, Chan. We were talking about it after you left. It would be rude to expect you already have an answer for us this early, right? Right? I'm so happy you two are able to have a laugh at my expense. Even more pleased to know that you both know how crazy the two of you can be. Now that's over, Shizune snaps back into serious mode and smacks today's assignment with the back of her hand in an overly dramatic, important way. When I actually look at this stuff, it's mostly just reading. In fact, there are only two problems. I almost want to say something about how a rush to get started seems a bit much considering the small amount of work. In fact, Shizune probably knows how little there is and simply doesn't care. Yeah, it seems like the workload doesn't matter to her as much as the fact that there is work. The actual amount is unimportant. She approaches everything with the same level of ambition. While I'm reading, I let my eyes wander around the room to catch Hanako try her hand at solving the problems. It looks like she's working alone. I can't remember seeing her working with other people before. Thinking back to how shy she is, it's understandable. Hey, that girl over there. Huh? Who, Chan? Her. Hanako. Over there. Does she always work alone? I think so, Chan. Do you feel sorry for her because she's alone? I was just thinking that maybe she could work with us or something. No, I don't think that would be a good idea, Chan. Why not? Chan wouldn't get along with her. Why? Misha shuffles around the question, letting out a laugh that sounds very strange. Is nervous, but still has that lilting up and down quality present in everything she says. Just because, Chan. By now, Shizune has noticed our conversation and it makes me realize again how Misha has been signing everything she's been saying the whole time. Oh God, she's mad now. What, Chan? The friend of my enemy is my enemy? That sounds so harsh. I'm not gonna say that. You said it anyways. I know it, Chan. It's fine if you overhear. I wonder if this is Misha's way of trying to keep things fair. Since without her, I wouldn't be able to understand the things she's doing and saying, and vice versa. Is it also why she signs all the time? So there's never a conversation Shizune will be left out of? Anyway, we should start on the problems now, Chan. We finish with time to spare. We decide to ask if there are any alternatives to the cafeteria. as frankly, the food so far has been subpar. This sends Shizune and Misha arguing amongst themselves about their favorite restaurants. All of them are downtown, so I don't think we have time to go all the way there. And what about the bill? Are they arguing just for the fun of it? Maybe. They seem so distracted by it that they don't even notice the start of the actual lunch break. I look over my shoulder towards the back of the classroom. She seems to be studying her notes from a previous class. It's an odd sight. Everyone else in class is busying themselves with the lunch break. Socializing, gossiping, and rearranging desks. The one with actual box lunch mixed in and chattering like everyone else, only interrupted by short bouts of eating. Well, when I watch Hanako, it feels like that I'm only one who can see her, almost as if she was invisible, sort of hiding in plain sight. Is she being bullied? Is she isolating herself from the rest of the class on her own accord? I see her look over her shoulder towards the classroom's rear door. Come to think of it, she hasn't turned a page since I started watching her. I guess she is waiting for someone. What to do? Ooh, we have 3 options now. Save. No. Yeah. Let's see. Could read my book. Could talk with Hanako. Wait for Shizune and Misha to come to a decision. Well, I'm not really doing anything right now. I can read my book. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I really want to talk. Screw it. I'm gonna talk to her. I still feel bad for making her run away yesterday, so I better say something. Hey there, Hanako. Sao! Well, at least she remembers my name. Hey, I just want to apologize for yesterday. I didn't mean to startle you or anything. I'm just new here and I thought I should get to know my classmates. As Hanako looks up at me, I notice her scarring once more. It's a little bewildering that you can barely notice it from across the room, but it's so noticeable from close up. That's okay. It was my fault. Nah, that wasn't anyone's fault. It just kind of happened. So are you waiting for someone? I saw you looking at the door before. Yes, Lily. Oh, you mean Lily, the blind girl. Hanako only nods in response. I can't help but wonder if defining people through their disabilities a faux pas of the worst kind or just normal here. I guess that explains why Lily took off after yesterday. She seems like a nice girl. Are you 2 friends? Yes. As if hoping for Lily to appear, she checked over her shoulder again. I think I'm making her nervous again. I hope I'm not disturbing you right now. No, that's not it. It's just easier if Lily doesn't come here. Oh, because it's hard to get around the classroom. Why are you assuming these things? Not really. Hanako gazes drifts past my shoulder towards Shizune. Shizune? Hanako nods again. What about her? Don't they get along? Hanako shakes her head. Clearly this is something she doesn't want to talk about. It does make a strange sort of sense, Shizune and Lily not getting along so well. Communicating between the two would be all but impossible. It's hard enough talking to Shizune and Misha, even when you can't see whose hands are talking. Hanako is so focused on Shizune that I am the first to notice Lily at the door. Oh, she's here right now. Hanako spins around to confirm this. Upon seeing Lily, she moves quickly to the door. Oh, Lily. Ah, Hanako, good morning. Is the president here? Yes. Hanako glances over her shoulder at Shizune again. as if to confirm she can't hear them even though that's impossible. I suppose we'd best be off then. Lily's sigh and tone of what seems like frustration makes me raise an eyebrow. I guess there's some kind of enmity between the two. It's intriguing, but that's not really something to ask about. I'm sure if they wanted me to know, then they would tell me. It's only my 3rd day here. I should be trying to make friends, not finding out why people are enemies. Still, it's a little funny to find out that this school has little feuds, just like my old high school. Even if people are more tolerant of others, they're still going to get on each other's nerves. Hey Lily, how are things? I'm sorry I made you run off yesterday. Oh my, is that just how? I didn't even realize you were here. It seems that Lily's a little embarrassed about being so frank in front of me. So sorry, Lily, I thought you'd realize. No, it's not. No, it's alright, Hanako. Miss Howell, please don't worry about yesterday. It was just a misunderstanding. If you say so, I'm still working this place out. Well then, I think you'll find most people here are a lot more forgiving than elsewhere. If you're feeling a little confused, please don't be afraid to ask questions. Sure, I'll remember that. Lily. Lily gives a small nod of acknowledgement. I'm sorry, Sal, but we must be off. Naka really doesn't look all that comfortable here right now. Lily still seems a little embarrassed. I wonder if my apologies really made any impact. Mind if I accompany you to... Ooh! And now I'm kind of pushing it, but Lily quite quietly, still smiling. I'm sure that we can accommodate you, can't we, Hanako? She looks at Lily, then at me, and she freezes wide-eyed. Says, sure. Well then, shall we go? Way to go, it's out. I'm sure that Lily wouldn't do this so easily if she saw us guard. Naka looks. But it can't be helped now. Declining after the deal is sealed would only cause confusion and problems. So we leave all 3 together. Lily walks beside the wall, letting her cane gently tap against it. Every now and then, Hanako comes along right beside her, so close that she's practically half hugging her as they go. Although it must make her walking that much harder, Lily takes it in stride. As we turn around the corner of the hallway, something hits me in the chest with the force of a steam train. Hanako shrieks a little, and my vision briefly goes black. Oh god. I don't think... Ouch. I don't think this is what you want to do when you have arrhythmia. Opening my eyes, I see a pair of saucer light green eyes looking up at me. It belonged to a perpetrator, a short girl who bumped into me and now has fallen down onto the hallway floor. She wears a PE uniform and a very worried frown. The former strikes me as a rather strange thing to have under a lunch break. More striking than that, though, it's like is that she doesn't have legs. Or she does, but they're not made of flesh and bone. Her pale and very much flesh-like bone thighs, and in shins and feet made of some black metallic or plastic-like material. They look disturbingly artificial and unnatural. It almost makes me forget that my chest is hurting. The girl winces a little, rubs her nose, and jumps up. Oh man. Hey, are you alright? I'm sorry about that, really. I wasn't looking where I was going and you just came out of nowhere. Sorry. She looks really apologetic, in the hurt puppy way of looking apologetic. I quickly forget about being angry or anything, since her puppies are my weak spot. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Ouch. Oh god. I see that, but there's a stinging pain growing in my chest. I know that this is about the biggest possible danger for my condition. Don't overexert yourself. Don't forget your medication. Most of all, don't get hit in the chest like you just did, you fool. I try to rub my solar plexus to chase the pain away, holding my breath in an attempt to hear my heartbeat. It seems normal. That's good. Hey, should I get a nurse? The worried, high-pitched voice of the girl snatched me out of it. I stared at her for a few seconds, dumbfounded, until I realized I had probably looked worse than I really was. Doubled over myself and looking all tense. Damn, I'm overly worried about my heart. No need, I'm fine. Managing to say something in response, I pulled myself upright, feeling my sore ribs one last time, and take a deep breath. She just knocked the wind out of me, big time. But it's nothing more than that. You're sure? You're okay? I hit you pretty hard. It's okay, I said I was fine, and nothing's broken, no harm done. That's good. Oh god. It looks like we're gonna jump her. That's how it happened. She's not quite up to speed for obvious reasons, but she sounds very worried more than what the situation deserves, really. Someone just bumped into me. Nothing serious, just winded. No, it's my fault. I was just going to get some stuff and I was in kind of a hurry. That someone here is Emu, isn't it? The little girl coughs quietly and shuffles her plastic metallic feet, looking down at them before saying anything. Hi, Lily. Hi, Anako. I guess these girls know each other. Do please try to be more careful. You might be sturdy enough to endure these sorts of accidents, but there are people who aren't, like me. Like Sal, I mean. The girl blushes and starts to fidget nervously, like a little child caught misbehaving. It's so cute, I find myself smiling. I know that, I gotta go. Teacher will have my head. I promised to help with printouts, but I went running instead. Sorry, but I've got to change everything. Before any of us say anything, Emmy has already bolted away, leaving the hallway, eerily quiet. Does that kind of thing happen often around here? There are more rules in Yamaku than usual for running in the corridors, but that really stopped Emmy, it seems. She shakes her head weakly and offers a slight composed smile. I don't think there anything we can do to stop her. I'm afraid shall we be off then? Oh, I sure I said that wrong. Lily heads off along the hallway and Hanako hurries after her. The route to the room and to use for tea is fairly simple to retrace, being still fresh in my mind from yesterday. Lily and Anako quickly go about the business of making lunch. Before I can even open my small bag of food, Lily is busying herself with her thermos and tea bags, as Anako is setting up both their lunch boxes. So, this is what you mean by coming here almost every day. Yes, Anako and I usually have lunch here. It suits both of us, so we ended up using the room regularly. After seeing Anako's reaction to me over the past couple of days, I can understand why there's a boon. That and Lily being able to get some quiet away from her class as well. I take my seat last after Lily pours the tea for us and sits down. Oh, this is nice. The more time I spend with these two girls, the more I think they're a perfect foil to Misha and Shizune. Even without a voice, Shizune is direct and brash. Misha seems to get along with everyone. On the other hand, Lily is soft-spoken and relaxed, while Anako seems to be the shyest girl I've ever met. So how are you faring in Yamaku, Sal? You seemed a bit flustered before. Apart from getting lost every now and again, and being crash-tackled outside my classroom, fine, I guess. You looked pretty hurt before. Are you really okay? For a brief moment, I considered telling Anako and Lily about my condition, but then I held it back. Why? I can't tell why, but for some reason I feel uncomfortable talking about it to these relative strangers, even if they have been pretty friendly. Yeah, it's nothing. I was just a bit startled. Judging from the two girls' expressions, I don't think they're buying it. But in what I assume is their way of respecting my privacy, they don't press the matter. guess it is one of the unwritten rules around here. Don't ask. Even if people's conditions are obvious like Hanako's, there's still bound to be a story involved. Everyone has things that they don't feel comfortable speaking about, and I think everyone here recognizes that. So, how long have you been in school? You both seem to know your way around pretty well. Well, I've been here since the start of high school, but only moved into the dormitories a year ago. Hanako joined at the start of high school as well, and moved to the dormitories when she did. If memory serves me right. That's right, since high school. So you've known each other since then? Since I moved, yes. Hanako lives next door to me, so it's only natural, right? Right. Yeah, of course. Living next to someone is probably reason enough to befriend them, but I'm guessing that Lily's blindness played a part in it as well. I can't imagine Hanako easily making friends with someone who has deliberately avoided looking at her scars. With the immediate conversation dried up, we start to eat our lunch. It isn't long before the bells are signaling in the end of the break. Like me, the girls pack up their lunches as efficiently as they set them out. I guess I'd better be off. Are you going to go with Isao, Hanako? Hanako looks up at me for a second. I can see that she is considering skipping class. Maybe just to avoid walking in the classroom with me. Yes. I don't know what to think of it. Hanako really is delicate to the point of breaking if looked at in the wrong way. It makes me a bit nervous too, but I push the feeling aside, trying to be as natural as I can. We should hurry then. Class has already started by the sound of it. Lily gives a nod of farewell as she bends down to take her cane, Hanako and I filing out before her. We walk quickly down the empty halls to respective classes, and we reach the door to Lily's 3-2 classroom. She turns towards me. Isao, thank you for sharing lunch with us today. My pleasure, Lily. And with that, we part ways. Lily entering the classroom and leaving Hanako and I to make off to our own. She's still looking like she wants to run away. So, do you really want to go back to class now? Yes. Okay then. I feel like I should say something more to her, but it's hard to come up with anything that would be appropriate and safe enough. And Lily was right. The more time was spent out here, the more explaining we have to do. I open the rear door to the class and walk in. The teacher looks up at me and opens his mouth to say something. However, as Hanako follows me and closes the door, he simply nods to us and continues the lecture. This is the third time that Hanako had her truancy practically ignored. There's definitely something going on here. We make our way to our seats, and I notice Amisha and Sejun are both missing as well. I wonder if it's some sort of informal agreement with the staff, or if it's a perk afforded to the unique students of the school. Trying to make as little disturbance as I can. I extract the relevant textbooks from my bag and start catching up. Class goes on quietly. The teacher seems like an okay person despite the weird first impression I got, and the material is relatively interesting. However, the way he teaches is really bizarre. It's as if he's expected that everyone is a natural genius. When the first bell sounds, I realize that there's a lot of time left in the day, and I'm left wondering what to do. It's odd. At the hospital, I had 24 hours a day of free time, but here, filling the considerable shorter hours feels difficult. Everyone else leaves, and I'm left alone with the teacher. Mattel is examining the assignment sheets we were working on earlier, marking them with a red ball pen. Raising his eyes from his paper briefly, he notices me and furrows his brow. "What is it, Nikai?" I jump at him, addressing me, but I guess it's natural to spark some conversation, since there is nobody else around. Nothing. Thinking about what I do after school. The teacher slowly puts a cap on his pen. He's holding and arranges his papers in a stack, clacking it against the desk twice. He seems very methodical. For a brief moment, I'm reminded of Shizune, but the teacher is unhurried and relaxed, much more routine. "You have no plans?" "No. I considered joining a club, but don't know what kind of club would interest me. Go observe a meeting of someone else's club. Might pique your interest." I guess. But I don't know how to continue from there. Mattel looks at me in a way that makes me quickly want to take the words back to avoid a conversation. But I can't, so I have to forge ahead. I just don't know how to deal with people. I mean, the other students. I'm talking to people and everything, so it's not like I'd be isolated or anything. I just don't know what to think about the disabilities. Feels that I'm being impolite if I pay attention to them, and it's weird to ignore them. Damned if I do and damned if I don't. The teacher scratches his cheek absentmindedly, looking very unresponsive. "These things are only an issue if you make them one. You can talk normally with someone even if they are blind or something. Try to look behind their superficial. There's not a single student here who isn't just a normal kid behind whatever they might seem at first glance." He says the same thing that Yuko did. Because he's right. I know they're right. Oh, alright. But it's hard. How can you not consider, for example, Shizune's deafness when the only way to communicate with her is to talk through Misha? Or Anako. It's not like you can ignore her face. But I'm interrupted by the door of the classroom suddenly slamming open. "Teacher!" Misha crashes in, hands straight in an enthusiastic greeting, her voice loud and lively enough to wake the dead from their graves. She starts towards the teacher's desk and with her bouncing step, hands energetically swinging with the rhythm. Mattel visibly dismayed at her interruption, and Misha in general slumps in his chair. "Mikado?" Misha stops in her tracks and looks around cluelessly, as if she's sensing from his tone that something's wrong, but has no idea what. "Yes." We have talked about volume controls before. "Yes." But she doesn't lower her voice at all, and the teacher just rubs his eyes. "So, what is it?" We need help. We are running out of supplies for the festival stands. This is a distress." She waves a pink slip of paper she's holding around. "So, go get more supplies from the art room. What's the problem with that?" Plywood. Plywood is always the problem. Last time we wanted more, there was only a little, but that time we just took it all and went with that. Now that there's none left, now there's like none left there. So do you know where there is some? I don't understand. How would I know? Chichan, the president thought that a teacher would know if there is plywood. Was she wrong? Mattel looks like he's in great pain, frowning with his entire essence. Misha doesn't get it at all. Looking at the two of them communicate is terrible. Like looking at a man being tortured by drilling his skull open while blasting pop music at full volume at the same time. I'm afraid I have no idea if there is any plywood in the school, let alone where it would be if there is any. What should I do? Perhaps try to find Mr. Maya. I'm quite sure he would know where to find everything you need. You'd have to pry them from his cold, dead hands. Well, that's a different matter. Ah, I don't have time. We're so busy. She holds her head with both her hands, looking as despairing as it's possible for a person like her. Without even noticing, she crumbles the note she holds against her hair. I shouldn't even be fetching these things. There's so much to do, and we're falling behind the schedule. Natalia looks at her very gravely and then suddenly smiles. Smiling doesn't really fit his face, but I think it'd be better if he didn't. I wonder if you could get some temporary help. Oh boy. He switches to staring at me focusedly with a hard expression, as if trying to say, go make some friends. I guess I can give you a hand. You can? Thanks, Chan. You're really nice. She pauses, does a double take, then points at me with her fingers, yelping, ah! I look very puzzled. Come to think of it, what's a Chan doing here? Class is over and you should be having fun. We just had a little chat. Oh no, it's not detention, is it? Are you in trouble, Chan? No, I'm not. Is it Chan in trouble, teacher? No, he's not. Mattel sighs deeply, and I feel that I have to help Misha to get her off the teacher's back. So, what do you need? Here's a list. I can try to find plywood from somewhere if there's none in the art room. She offers me the note she's holding. I take it, hesitating a bit. I said I'd help you, but this has no implication on whether I'm joining the council or not. Oh. Still, thanks, Chan. Try to be quick. We are in stall building street now. We must hurry, hurry, hurry. She bounces out of the classroom, leaving me and the teacher alone, looking at each other with something that feels like a silent agreement. Well, there you have it, Nikai. You have something to do now. Please don't sound so smug. Looking at the list with a number of items ranging from paint to plywood, all written with small, neat handwriting. This is undoubtedly Shizune's. I heave a sigh. I'll be going then. Waving a long list limply at the teacher, I exit the hallway. The classrooms closest to ours are designated belonging to 3-1 and 3-2 on the right side, and 3-4 on the left side, each door looking exactly the same. Further down the corridor, still with the identical doors, are rooms that I didn't think were used for classes. I guess the art room is not a classroom as such. I carefully push open the furthest door and peek in. It's a classroom, but it seems rather badly kept, or not in use. Am I in the right place? Desks and chairs are all around the room, and thin layers of dust settled on them. There are some easels and in the corner, so at least this looks like the right place. The room is flushed in sunlight from the big windows, shadows creeping all over the desk. Specks of dust are dancing in the stagnant air, making the beams of light almost visible. Jokingly, I call into the empty room. Anybody else? Something catches my eye. I stop mid-sentence. Sitting on desk is a short-haired girl, curiously wearing boy's uniform, with a fork between her toes. More so, the food stuck in firmly at the end. This odd way of dining seems to be caused by her apparent lack of hands, but her presence here is what takes me aback even more. How did I miss her before? She's sitting in the corner very still. I still somehow took her as part of furnishing or statue at first glance. I'm not being too observant today, as a whole. The girl seems to be frozen in place, staring at me with huge eyes like a rabbit in headlights. She's staring at me, her mouth wide open, ready to accept the fork. I'm staring at her, my mouth wide open, suddenly remembering I didn't finish my sentence. I'm trying to think if I should. This weird stalemate keeps us both stunned in silence, punctuated only by the wall clock ticking rhythmically. Hello. The girl stuffs the fork in her mouth and is now staring at me expectantly. While chewing, this is a bit awkward. Um, hello. I was just told to pick up some supplies here from here. The festival stalls. I I didn't think there would be someone here. There isn't. That's why I came here too. She picks up another forkful. Doesn't that make you here then? She raised her eyebrows as if she was suspecting my observance is false. You're pretty observant, I guess, it does. But who are you? The girl's pretty straightforward, isn't she? I'm Nakai, the sound Nakai. I just transferred in on Monday. I'm Rin Suzuka. I won't shake hands with you, but at least we know who we are now. That's very nice. Her deadpan manner of talking makes it hard to determine whether she's joking about shaking hands or not. It kind of bothers me joking about these matters doesn't feel appropriate at all. I'm trying to figure out what's appropriate and whether this girl she seems to have lost interest in me and is now gazing yearningly back at her. Can I continue my lunch? If you don't mind me, I won't mind you. If you need to get your stuff, the supplies are in the back. Go right ahead, but lunch? School's already over for the day. What word would you use then? There's no word for a meal to eat after lunch, before dinner. It bothers me very much too, but I don't really know what I should say. I don't think you're supposed to eat a meal between lunch and dinner to begin with. But I'm hungry now, and my delicious boxed lunch would go to waste otherwise. I have curry, it's very delicious. With much decisiveness, Ren once again picks up a fork between her toes, and with at least as much politeness, she points it straight at me. So, Nakai, what brings you to this place? Like I said, I was told to look for these things. You know, the school, from the outside, you look fine. Is your problem inside? I come to a full stop, opening my mouth, but not getting a word out. I can guess. I'm good at guessing, better than most people. Ren cuts me off before I can answer a question, or skirt around it somehow. I don't know which I would have done. I froze in front of the issue again. I haven't been told anyone ever here about my condition. Or maybe it's only because it hasn't come up. I do not get the feeling that not making issues of this is a part of the social code here, as the teacher said. I wonder if the people here can relate. Probably not any better than any normal person could. I can't relate to Jun's circumstances or Lily's either. Naturally, I go through this in my head. Ren keeps considering what my condition could be, with an overly contemplative look on her face. She puts her fork between her lips and leans back, looking